but they still have a strong side. And Greg Hancock, their best man, I think, that remains for them. And the American and Simon Cross have made good starts, although Neil Collins has also made a good start. Simon Cross has gone past him down the back straight, and here comes Hancock as well, and we're seeing First Division top liners in action there as they go past Neil Collins on the opening lap. Neil Collins fighting back, and of course he was the First Division rider last year, but he's not he's not in contention there really. Well, Glasgow fans will have to console themselves with the fact that this is probably Cradley's top two out in this opening race, and they dealt really very easily indeed with Neil Collins on that first lap. Tiger's team changes have moved Steve Lawson out of the number one position. Do you see that as a sensible move, Colin, or?
A strange move. Both riders seem to be struggling, so it might work to their advantage being changed about, might encourage them a wee bit more. We'll find out soon enough.
No problems at all there for the big guns in the opening race. And Neil Collins, if he's going to be encouraged by his change of position, that will have to come later.
The end then of the first heat of the night. Long way to go, of course.
Heat number 2, the inside man this time will be Scott Smith. Next to him, just back from injury, Jason Strawn for the Tigers. He was going pretty well before his injury, picking up some useful scores. Gate 3, it's Heathen's recent signing from Poole, Andy Phillips, a man who blows a bit hot and cold. And on the outside, James Greaves, who's at last showing the kind of form that Tigers fans were hoping from him some time ago. Andy Phillips well back from the starting tapes, but he gets a good gate. So does Jason Strawn, and oh, that's tight. And down comes Strawn, and there's a few flying riders there. Well, I hope everybody comes out of that okay. And there was trouble right from the moment that Scott Smith moved off the inside. What do you think for a decision there, Colin?
Yes, I agree with what the referee has done, and excluded Scott Smith. I think he took Jason Strawn off, who in turn brought the other two down. And I think the referee's made the correct decision.
And the fans think that too.
Well, Scott, we see these things happen in the first bin quite often, but you're excused as the culprit.
A ridiculous decision. I mean, there was a gap there and I just went for it. I mean, he was leaning on me, and if anybody was to blame, I reckon it was the lad out of gate 2.
Heat 2 rerun without Scott Smith. We've had a lengthy delay for some bike repairs, and also another lengthy delay while we waited for Andy Phillips to make his way up the home straight. He really ought to be courting a 2-minute exclusion here. The time has expired some time ago, and he's taken ages to get up to the line. And he won't come up to the tapes either. Strawn, I think, has made the start. Phillips out wide, but Jason Strawn leads. James Greaves, we're told, on Stuart Coleman's machine for the rerun. Not sure whether Phillips is back on the same machine. He's looking quite threatening though, as Jason Strawn makes his comeback from injury and leads the way in impressive style. Track quite damp, which is nice to see. Here comes Phillips for a challenge up the inside. Hard into that first corner. Strawn holds him off. Good race. Into the final lap. Jason Strawn still leads. Phillips has the speed, but he's not in the right position, I don't think. And Jason Strawn's going to do it. Fine victory to the applause of the crowd. Well, that might be the first Commonwealth finalist he's beaten. Possibly not the last.
Proved to be profitable for the Clyde Tigers.
Heat 3, this is Tigers' powerhouse pairing in this one. They'll be wanting something out of this race. They've got Shane Bowes going from gate number 1. Andy Graham is in gate 2 for the Heathens. Gate 3, it's Robert Nage. And gate 4, the guest for the Heathens, the Bellevue rider Freddie Schott. made a tremendous start from gate 2. Nash has gone round him though. Graham and Schott taking up the chase. Not much teamwork there from the Heathens as Graham took Schott against the fence. But Shane Bowes is at the back. Shane had a disappointing meeting last week against Edinburgh. And he's struggling again. I think Robert Nash will welcome the opportunity to test himself against the First Division riders. Shane Bowes is challenging Freddie Schott at the back, and I think he might go through here. The Dane just about hanging on. Shane Bowes bouncing around. The last gasp outside challenge from Bowes. He'll cut back, I think, and try a dash up the straight, but he hasn't got the third place. So a shared race, and Heathens still have a 2-point lead.
That was superb entertainment, no doubt about the man who was first across the line was the Glasgow Tigers blue helmet. But a great battle between...
Well, with the source standing at 10 to Cradley and 8 to Glasgow, we'll see what happens in heat number 4, and Melanie will be speaking to someone in the pits after this race.
Heat 4, Steve Lawson goes from gate 1, skipper of the Tigers. Gate 2, it's Greg Hancock, impressive in heat number 1. Gate 3, Jason Strawn. And gate 4, the man he beat in heat 2, Andy Phillips. Long delay at the tapes. And Hancock gets away as Strawn lifts, and Andy Phillips is in a threatening position as well. He's gone round Steve Lawson, and he's gone storming to the front. And Hancock spotted his partner and tucked in there. Well, I don't know if there's a great deal that the Tigers can do about this one. Andy Phillips looking very impressive there. You must have thought, Colin, that with so many riders out for the Heathens that Tigers would have a chance.
Yeah, I thought the Tigers would have a chance in this one. But obviously, Cradley brought in the guest, Freddie Schott, and Andy Phillips is proving quite a shrewd signing.
It's amazing how these big teams can patch themselves up in no time. And they've taken the 5-1 there. And at this stage, they do seem to have some power which Tigers are having a great deal of difficulty withstanding.
That was a pretty easy result for Cradley there.
It's a better result, yeah. It's a bit of a hectic first race, but calmed down a little bit now and I can settle in a bit.
Is this your first visit to Glasgow?
No, I came here about 4 or 5 years ago, I think when it first opened with Wolverhampton. It hasn't changed much.
And how are conditions out there?
A little bit snotty, a bit slimy, but I think it'll dry out a little bit. I hope so anyway.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Heat number 5, Freddie Schott's the rider replacement in this one, and he gets gate 1. Robert Nash in gate 2, and so far he's looked like the only Tiger really capable of stretching the Heathens' big guns. One of these big guns is in gate 3 at Simon Cross, and Shane Bowes going from gate 4. And we know very well that Shane is capable of beating anybody around here. Bouncing into the first corner there. Simon Cross taken very wide by his partner, and Shane Bowes leads. Here comes Cross. What speed he seems to have. He doesn't manage to squeeze outside Shane Bowes. Freddie Schott swung right across the corner there, and that's what caused Simon Cross's problems. This time it's Robert Nash struggling to get out of 4th position. Freddie Schott should know this track well enough from his days with Edinburgh, but he seems to be struggling. Here comes Nash for a blast round the outside, not quite there. There's grip on the track, but we haven't so far seen a great deal of passing. Naj again trying a wide sweep, and he's close this time, and he's got into third past Freddie Shaw. Oh, a great effort by Naj there, so he's cut the deficit. So Freddie blocked his partner on the first corner and then lost third place. Not doing well so far.
A great finish there by Robert Naj. He just didn't give in right to the end. Raced right to the end there. That's a tremendous point.
Heat number 6, Greg Hancock on the inside. He's unbeaten so far by a Tiger, and he just beat the 2-minute time allowance there. Gate 2, Mick Powell. Gate 3, Scott Smith. Gate 4, Neil Collins. And it's Hancock powering into that first corner. Mick Powell challenging hard on the inside, and he's gone through. Tremendous effort by Mick Powell. But Neil Collins is at the back this time. Getting some unexpected results here. And Mick Powell, we were just discussing prior to this race, somewhat unpredictable, to put it mildly. Greg Hancock challenging, and at the back Neil Collins still probing for a gap against Scott Smith. Corner, the most likely change of positions is for third, I think. Hancock's quite close with Powell, but he hasn't got him, and Neil Collins is at the back. And a few derisory comments from the Tigers fans about Neil's efforts there, I'm afraid.
It's really vital for the Tigers that Neil Collins takes points off the other riders as well. I mean, that was a reserve he was racing against. Vital that he took a third spot there. Unfortunately, he didn't.
Heat number 7, the man on the inside is Andy Graham this time. This is just his second ride. Gate 2 it's Steve Lawson looking for improved form. Gate 3 Freddie Schott. Gate 4 Jason Strawn. And tight to the first corner. Graham this time takes his partner wide, and the Heathens' first corners are not impressive for a first division side. That allowed Steve Lawson to go to the front.
Almost as if Steve read the minds of the Cradley riders, hung back and let the two of them go out wide.
Andy Graham pressing hard on Steve Lawson, but he's rarely taken from the back. Graham seems to have speed though. With him. They go into the final lap. Here comes Andy Graham for a challenge. Oh, he's right alongside Steve Lawson as they go into the last corner. I think Graham may go through here, not quite. Lawson fights back. It's very tight, and Lawson wins it. Good track craft on the last corner there by Steve Lawson, though he did look a bit slow. He wins the race, and Cradley better get these first bends sorted out, or Tigers are going to be in with a chance.
Well, hopefully they don't sort out the first bend then.
Well, I think you're voting with your feet in your hands there, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Steve, that made quite an exciting race from the spectators' point of view. What about yourself from the riders' point of view?
Yeah, I mean, I really messed with the start, and then saw a gap on the first corner, and I went for that, and I ended up in front. And I just heard him on the last lap come around the outside. I thought, oh no, he's not going to do it now on the last bend, is he? So I just went in flat out and came out in front.
The racing so far this evening is very exciting. How's the track?
It's all right, aye, not bad, not bad. All the holes. I've got something in my eye. Good God. It's all right, yeah.
So all these stories about first division racing being all at the first bend seems to be going out the window this evening.
Aye, it is. Maybe they're talking about the track. Maybe it was a bit wet to start with. I'm pleased that I wasn't in Heat 1. Looking at it now, but they could just do with you know, like a wet sort of Saturday night. That would do the track good. You know, a natural watering. and that's all we need just at the moment.
Right, Steve, we'll let you get your breath back, and thanks very much.
Thanks.
Heat 8, it's Andy Phillips going from gate 1 this time. Taking his time about coming up. Gate 2, it's James Greaves. Gate 3, Simon Cross. And gate 4, Mick Powell. Mick Powell's flush with success from his last one. He's made the start. He's just ahead of Simon Cross with Andy Phillips in third. Tigers have had 5 of the 7 race winners so far, so they're really getting stuck in about the Heathens, but they're tending to have most of the lasts as well. Nevertheless, it certainly keeps it close, and the result is not a foregone conclusion. James Greaves in big trouble at the back. And Simon Cross looking classy here. Very fine rider. He's had a lot of injury problems over the last few seasons, but he seems to be going very well now. Trying to get some drive around the outside there. Mick Powell not making any mistakes. I think he's going to do it. Cross going for the blast around the outside again, but there's no way through there. And Mick Powell wins by half a length. Good one.
We'll get a lot of close finishes anyway, Mike. Run-ins to the line almost every race now.
Handshake between the two opposing riders, quoting the service in Simon Cross. And that man will take your applause and he comes off with
Gate 9 was still just 4 points in it. Jason Strawn's the man on the inside gate this time. Gate 2, it's Scott Smith. Gate 3, Shane Bowes, one of Tiger's 5 race winners. And Gate 4, Greg Hancock, who's just dropped his first point. Scott Smith took off there. What on earth happened there? And he's now stopped.
So he's also brought Shane Bowes to a halt. The red lights are on.
What do you make of that then, Colin?
I think he'll order a rerun with all 4.
unsatisfactory start. All 4 riders.
What did happen with Scott Smith? Suddenly shot forward.
Yes. The front wheel came up and he caused mayhem from there.
Heat 9 once again with all 4 riders. Seem to be taking a long time for the riders to come up to the tapes tonight. Is this the first division approach, do you think?
Yeah, it probably is. Seems to happen in the first division all the time, mate.
Shane Bowes has got a much better start this time. I think he's going to the front, although Hancock attacking around the outside. A really classy first corner by Greg Hancock. At the back, Jason Strawn's in third. Scott Smith trying to get inside him without success. Scott Smith, an extravagant rider all over the track. There's always a chance he can pull off an overtake. Shane Bowes certainly hasn't given up the chase at the front. Now Scott Smith's gone inside Jason Strawn into third place, which would in theory give Tigers a chance of a tactical substitute in the next race. Greg Hancock shaking off Shane Bowes, and Scott Smith's got the third. So Heathens extend their lead to 6.
When you watch Scott Smith sometimes, Mike, it's hard to believe he's the British under-21 champion.
Indeed.
The conclusion of the rerun of heat number 9. Heat number 9, a final.
Heat number 10, and tactical substitute indeed for the Tigers. Robert Nage replaces Neil Collins. And so from the inside it's Mick Powell, gate 1 Andy Phillips, gate 2 Robert Nage going into gate 3, and Andy Graham, gate 4. So Tigers 6 points down, but by no means out of it. here. Powell from the inside, having a tremendous evening so far, and Naj there as well. Andy Graham roaring through to challenge from third place. Robert Naj well clear already. Powell in second.
That's the boost the Tigers needed, Mike. You can hang on now.
They seem to have it under control. Mike Powell pulling clear of Andy Graham.
Of course, the last time, I think the last time Andy Graham was here, it was the National Series final. The Tigers won that, so there's hope for us yet.
So Tigers are going to cut the gap to just 2 points. For a roar from the crowd.
And if the First Division hadn't heard of Robert Naj before tonight, they certainly will now.
The tactical substitution paying dividends, no end.
Well, Mick, is it fair to say that you must be pleased with your performance this evening?
Yeah, I'm thinking about going British League next week. Seen I won them too. Nah. Nah, just, yeah, it's been good. My engine's a bit different. Bowsy's been doing my engine for me, so he done it this week. I tried it out and it's going exceptionally good, so it helps a lot.
I thought you were going to tell us it was your talent that improved.
Nah, they'll never improve.
So there's only 2 points in it now between Glasgow and these heathens. You think we're in with a realistic chance?
I hope so, because then I win a tenner off my sponsor, so I bet a 10 quid that would win, so we better win.
Oh well, let's hope that you're a tenner up at the end of the night, Mick.
Why? We should be. I reckon we'll do it.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Heat number 11, just 2 points in it. James Greaves is the man on gate 1 here. The rider replacement in gate 2 is Andy Graham. Gate 3 it's Steve Lawson, and a lot of responsibility rests on Steve here. Gate 4 Simon Cross. Looking at the heats to come, this is a very important one if Steve Lawson can nip out and win it. He hasn't made a good start though. Andy Graham's jetted away for the first time tonight. Steve Lawson, a good looking first corner, gets ahead of Simon Cross, but Cross comes past him. And interestingly enough, if Tigers do go 6 down here, Neil Collins could be the man to be replaced again in the next race. A little premature with only a couple of laps gone here.
At the moment though, Steve doesn't seem to be making much impression at all on the riders in front of him. We're just about to enter the last lap now.
Do you expect to see a tactical substitute in the next race then, Colin?
Yes, I think we will. I think the Tigers will bring in a tactical.
So Andy Graham and Simon Cross take the 5-1 there. And the gap is 6 again. Heat number 12, and as we suspected, Neil Collins has been replaced by Shane Bowes here. Not a happy night for Neil. He's a bit unlucky that the tactical substitute opportunities keep falling as he's due to come out. But I think on the balance of what we've seen, it's a right decision. Gate 1 here will be Freddie Shott. Gate 2 is Shane Bowes. Gate 3 is Greg Hancock, the top heathen. And Gate 4 is Robert Naj, with 2 race wins already. Oh, and a lot of movement there.
I think
Freddie Shott was first there.
So does the referee.
So Andy Phillips replaces Freddie Shott on the inside gate there. And really on tonight's showing that doesn't particularly weaken the heathens. Naj and Bowes have gated. Phillips is with them to the first corner. And it's Phillips and Naj and Bowes, and the Tigers have gone to the front. Dramatic happenings on the first lap. Phillips challenging Bowes, but I think Glasgow will be quite happy if Phillips stays in third place. It's Greg Hancock they must be worried about, and he's now got through into third. Now Hancock's challenging. We haven't really seen any rider who's been capable of bursting through from the back. Hancock putting in a tremendous challenge on the last corner. He's trying to go round Bowes here.
He could have the speed.
And he's got Bowes up the last straight. Well, I think Shane Bowes chose the wrong option on the last corner there, but it's easy to be wise sitting up here. Excellent race though, and Tigers have cut the gap to 4. They're still in there shouting. Shouting?
Another exciting GSG Cup tie.
Okay, Glasgow were on their way to a 5-1 till you came along and just ride that.
Yeah, I think I missed the start quite bad, and it looked pretty confident that they were going to beat me in that one, and I just kept working. I think it was Shane Bowes who's in front of me, and I just tried to find the spots where he was making one little mistake and leaving me room, and fortunately I got round in the last bend, but it was tough, and it knackered me.
As we're nearing the end of the meeting, have you enjoyed your visit to Glasgow?
Oh, I love it. You know, I mean, the weather's great today, so it always makes things more enjoyable, but it's a brilliant little track, and it seems like the crowd's got a lot of atmosphere, and I'm enjoying it, so I hope...
And have Glasgow put up a fair challenge?
They're putting up an excellent challenge. I tell you, all of us are still sweating, you know. I don't think we should have came up here thinking it was going to be easy, because it's obviously a home track advantage, but they're giving us a good run.
Okay, thanks very much.
No problem, thank you.
Heat 13, Simon Cross goes from gate 1. Gate 2 at Shane Bowes, 2 on the trot. Gate 3, Andy Graham. And gate 4, Steve Lawson.
Yeah, again, it's taken them a long time to settle down again, to start.
Shane Bowes is gated, and Steve Lawson, I think, might be there as well. And Andy Graham's in third.
Vital that Shane hangs on to this second place this time, Mike.
I think from this position he's got a pretty good chance. There's no Greg Hancock this time, and Simon Cross, the other top heathen, is well tailed off. Shane Bowes choosing the wide option this time, and he's certainly held out Andy Graham so far. Shane makes a mistake there, but Andy Graham wasn't well positioned. Steve Lawson oblivious to the action. He's well ahead. He's certainly not in any trouble. Shane Bowes fighting to hang on. Tigers have levelled the scores. Great stuff there. Shane Bowes battling all the way.
Oh, to go back to 13 heats, Mike, we would have had a draw.
Shake of the hands, they come round side by side. The red and blue helmets respectively.
Heat 14, and the crowd are really roaring now. The Tigers in with a definite chance. They're level, and they've got Robert Nage in this one, who's looked just about the best rider on show on both sides. He's got 10 from 4 rides, and the advantage of gate 1 here. Gate 2, it's Freddie Schott, who's been struggling as the guest for Cradley. Gate 3, it's James Greaves. Gate 4, Scott Smith.
Will the riders please get to the starting gate, please? With the riders...
The referee's patience has finally snapped, and he's had an announcement issued that the riders should go up to the starting gate. That's been a problem all night. Nage moves clearly first from the start. James Greaves is in there at the first corner as well, battling for position on the outside. Shots in second, and I think Scott Smith will come through. He has done. James got himself too far out there on the first bend. he's going to catch Robert Nage. James Greaves hasn't given up the chase on Scott Smith. It's looking like level as they go into the last race. Robert Nage, another win, and he's sure to be in the last heat, I think. It's 42 all with one race to go.
The Starman does it again.
Tremendous finish then, the nominated race. It's all level, it's all on this one. The riders are Andy Graham going from gate 1, a surprise choice for Cradley. Gate 2, Shane Bowes for the Tigers. Gate 3, Greg Hancock, the top heathen. And gate 4, Robert Nage. And sadly for Robert, he's had to switch to Steve Lawson's bike, having run into trouble after the previous race. He's still the right man for the job though, I'm sure of that. He's made a decent start, and so's Bowes. Graham and Bowes, and Nage down the back straight on a borrowed machine. He's gone to the front. Tigers in a 5-1 position. Hancock a terrible start.
This is great stuff, Mike.
Nage is away. It doesn't matter what bike he's on, he's miles clear. Shane Bowes has to hang on to at least third, and he's lost it badly there. Andy Graham's got past him. Bowes coming back on Graham, and he's lost it again. Hancock's through into third. Bowes is back into third. What bravery from Bowes. Pressure's getting to Shane though, definitely. Greg Hancock's in last place. Last corner, Bowes has to hang on to third for a Tigers victory. He's done it. Tigers have won by 2 points, 46-44.
Tremendous stuff, mate. Absolutely tremendous. And the stadium's going daft now.
Just let the crowd's reaction do the talking to this one. There's no doubt that Shane Bowes felt the pressure in that last race. It wasn't one of his best rides, but it was one of his bravest. And Robert Nage, an incredible ride on a borrowed machine.
Yes, I think Shane fairly put the crowd through it there as well as himself.
Well, there's not a great deal you can add to a match like this. It'll speak for itself. It'll, I'm quite sure, be the small video company's biggest selling video.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last.